Hey guys! Today I have a meal for you that is packed with nutrition, carbs, and lots of protein. Lentil shepherd's pie. This meal is perfect for when you're tight on a budget or if you have a large family or group of people to feed. It's also super easy to make and really easy to modify and make it more unique to your cravings. The first thing we're going to do is get our potatoes going. Start by peeling 2 medium yams, or sweet potatoes as they're more commonly known as. I like adding yams to my mashed potatoes as well because it adds some additional nutrients, which is always a plus. Next, we're going to peel 4 white or golden potatoes. Everyone has a preference on which kind they prefer to use in mashed potatoes, so feel free to use any you like or really whatever you have on hand. I'm going to be using white for this recipe. Once we're done peeling all our potatoes, we can chop them into medium-sized chunks. The size doesn't make a huge difference, but make sure everything is cut roughly the same size so it all cooks evenly. Now that our potatoes are all cut, we can place them in a large pot. Fill it with water until everything is completely covered. Then place it on the stovetop and add about 1 tablespoon of salt. You just want them to cook until you can easily poke a fork through them. Once we have those going, we'll want to cook our lentils. Lentils are an amazing source of protein and are packed with nutrients, not to mention they're delicious. We're going to measure out 2.5 cups of brown lentils and put it in a large pot. Lentils expand about double in size, so just keep that in mind when choosing a pot. Next, we'll want to fill it with either water or vegetable broth so that they're generously covered. The proper ratio is a 1:3, but I usually will just fill it with extra water and strain it later. But if you want to be precise, you need 7.5 cups. Then we can place the pot on the stove and cover it and let it come to a boil. Once it's boiling, we can reduce the heat and let it simmer for 15 minutes or until they are soft but not mushy. Once our lentils are fully cooked, we're going to go ahead and strain them and set them aside for later. Our potatoes will likely also be done at this point, so we can next drain out all their water and make our mashed potatoes. While they're still hot, we're gonna add about 3 tablespoons of vegan butter and mash everything down with a masher. I just used a spoon, which works just fine as well. Once it's about halfway there, we're going to add 3/4 cup of any non-dairy milk you prefer. Just make sure it's not sweetened or vanilla flavored, although I will admit I have used vanilla flavored almond milk before because it was all I had on hand and it was fine. We're just going to mash everything together until we have beautiful and silky smooth mashed potatoes. Next, we're going to season to taste. I just added some pepper and some seasoning salt, but you could always add garlic powder or other seasonings you like. Set that aside while we get our fillings going. First, we're going to finely dice 1 medium onion. Heat a large pan or pot on medium-high heat with a few tablespoons of sunflower oil. Once the pan is nice and hot, we can add our onion. Cook the onions down until they start to caramelize. Once they are slightly golden, we can go ahead and add 4 cloves of garlic. I press my garlic, but if you don't have a garlic press, just mince it finely. Then we can add this to our onions and let it saute together. While our onions and garlic are cooking, we can go ahead and peel 3 carrots. Then we'll want to chop our carrots into small pieces. Place them in a bowl and set them aside. Now that our onions are sufficiently cooked and have a nice color, we can add our carrots. Add a few tablespoons of water or vegetable broth to deglaze the pan. Cover and let everything cook down while we prepare our next ingredients. While that's going, we're going to chop 2 medium zucchinis into small pieces, same as you did with the carrots. The great thing about this recipe is that you can add really anything you want or have on hand. I kept mine pretty simple for this video, but you could also add things like celery, peas, corn, peppers, or even mushrooms. I really encourage you guys to play with this one and try new things to make it personal for you. We're going to set that aside in a bowl until our carrots are about halfway cooked. Now that our carrots are close to being fully cooked, we're going to add our zucchini. Mix this up and add a bit of water to make sure nothing is sticking and to help steam the veggies. Cover and let everything cook for about 5 to 10 minutes or until the zucchini and carrots are cooked through. Once our veggies are nice and soft, we're going to add our lentils. Give it a good mix and let it all cook together for a few more minutes. Next, for seasoning, we're going to add 1 generous tablespoon of fresh thyme. Then just season it with salt and pepper to your liking. I also sometimes like to add cumin or other spices, so feel free to experiment. Mix everything together and let it cook until all the flavors are melded together and it's looking beautiful and delicious. Once that's ready to go, we can add everything to a large baking dish. The one I'm using is an 11 by 17 inch pan. Spread it out evenly all across the top and make it nice and flat. Next, we're going to start putting our mashed potatoes on top of our lentils. Spread it evenly and make sure to cover the edges. To finish it off, I sprinkled a bit of nutritional yeast on top. This is definitely optional, I just wanted to experiment and see how it would taste with this dish. Once our shepherd's pie is assembled, we can go ahead and place it in a preheated oven set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and let it bake for about 20 minutes or until it's cooked through. Once it's baked through, you can remove it from the oven and serve it. And that's it, guys, easy vegan lentil shepherd's pie. This dish is so yummy and there are so many things you can do to change it up and make it your own. I made this for Christmas for my family last year and I swear it was gone within minutes. And that's my recipe for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed watching and will give this one a try. I'd love to see what you guys are making, whether it be this recipe or any other, so please feel free to tag me on Instagram or Facebook. Also, make sure to give a follow. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like it, hit that subscribe and like button. We put vegan cooking videos out every week, so there's always lots of deliciousness coming your way. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you in the next one.